Eagles Pep Band, and you're watching CITV.
Hello and welcome to another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Wednesday, September 6, 2017. We're at Colonial Elementary School Gymnasium in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania for a Suburban 1 Continental Conference Girls Volleyball match featuring the Abington Lady Ghost of Abington and the Plymouth Whitemarsh Lady Colonials of Plymouth Meeting. The Lady Ghosts come in 1-0 on the season, 1-0 in Suburban 1 Continental. The Lady Colonials are 2-0 overall, 1-0 in the Continental Conference. The Ghosts are coached by Dan Marsh, who's in his 6th year at the helm, however in his first since resigning in 2010, so it's the beginning of his second stint. The Colonials are coached by Celie Byler in her 4th season. These two teams both made the District 1 4A playoffs in 2016. The Lady Ghosts were the number 23 seed, lost 3-0 at Upper Merion, 20-25, 17-25, 21-25. Meanwhile, the Lady Colonials in 2016 were 26-2, finished the regular season 22-0, won its 9th ever conference title, went to the District 1 championship, but lost it, and went to the state quarterfinals after winning the state opening round. Lost to Parkland in the state second round, 3-1. This is the first time we are doing a volleyball match on CITV in this gym because where the team used to play, Gym West, has been turned into a pile of rubble for a new gym. Abington, the road team, coming 12.5 miles to get here, wearing maroon, and we'll be starting right to left while the Lady Colonials are wearing red, starting left to right. With the ball right now is Anna Bantner. Also on the court for the Ghost, uniform 14, Amanda Rice. Also Hannah Dalton, Kaylee Enel. And then now starting will be Anna Bantner. On the court for PW includes Emily Waltz de Libero, Lily Aquaviva, Taylor O'Brien, Bridget McTamney, Annie Mascio, and Jolene Colliner. And that one's put down. Point Abington, 1-0 Ghosts. In the last 18 matches against the Ghosts, PW has won 16 of them. PW has won 52 of 69 sets in those meetings. There's Bridget McTamney to Taylor O'Brien. Now set from Bantner. And that one was put down by Hannah Dalton. And now Aquaviva is out. That is point Abington on the attack error, and it is 2-0 Abington. Best 3 out of 5. First to 25, you must win by at least 2. And if it's 24-24, we keep going until someone wins by at least 2. If we go to a 5th set, it will be first to 15. And you must win by at least 2. There's Annie Mascio. And now to Aquaviva, the junior. And that was mishandled by Hannah Dalton. It will be point PW, 2-1 Abington. Allison Helferty will check in for Annie Mascio. Now Bridget McTamney is serving. McTamney had a terrific 2016 serving, 96.5 serving percentage, had just 11 service errors. She's at a 90% clip this season after 2 matches. That one is mishandled by the Lady Ghost. It will be point Lady Colonials. It is 2-all early on in the match. So Plymouth Whitemarsh in 2016, Suburban 1 Continental champs at 16-0. Defeated Upper Merion for the first time in the 21st century. That was in the district quarterfinals, getting the Lady Colonials to the state tournament. There's Willie Aquaviva, and That one goes in. Point PW, 3-2. So 3-0 service, 3-0 run for the Lady Colonial. Nice save by Amanda Rice. Dalton. Nice dig for Emily Waltz. And that one falls down as Helferty can't come up with it as Point Abington 3-3. Shannon Laszlo will check in. Fabiola Gonzalez checks out. And Dalton with the serve. Waltz was there. Now it's Jillian Connor. Richard McTandy freed it over. Dalton pounces it, but into the net on the attack error. Point PW, it is 4-3, Lady Colonials. Aja Smith comes in as Jillian Connor checks out. Now here's Willie Aquaviva serving. Aquaviva in 2016 had over 50 aces. And that one is put over by the front line of the Lady Ghosts. It is 4-4. As Dan Marsh, wearing a gray t-shirt, talks to his front line. The 3 players ahead of the 3-meter area that is served by Amanda Rice, the libero. Now there's O'Brien, hits the back row, kill for Taylor O'Brien. Point PW, 5-4 Plymouth Whitemarsh in the first set. Taylor O'Brien now serving. Did not get a lot of serves, had a little over 50 in 2016 at 12 service errors. That's something she needs to work on entering this season. That one will be put over. Tamney mishandles it. Job well done for Shannon Laszlo. Point Abington, it's 5-5. And we mentioned Abington has won just 2 of 18 meetings against PW. The last one coming September 10, 2015, a 3-2 win at Abington. That one is put over by Grace Whitney. There's Aja Smith covering it nicely as Amanda Rice. Razzler, but Aquaviva is there. McTamney settles under. Freeing over is Waltz. Oh, that's a throw down by Grace Whitney. Kill for her. Abington regains the lead 6-5. PW won both matches against Abington in 2016, 3-0 and 3-0. Now Abington with the serve. Move Smith, and now here's Waltz. Sends it over. Setting up for Whitney. And Whitney finds the opening. 3-0 run for the Ghosts. And Abington is up 7-5 in the first set over PW. Abington is serving right to left. Waltz settles. McTamney. Now to Megan Puser. Puser gets it back. McTamney has it. Waltz frees it over. There's Rice. Bantner blocked at the net by Puser. McTamney with the unsuccessful dig. And that is Point Abington. It's 8-5 Lady Ghosts. And Dan Marsh, this is his second stint, first year of the second stint as the volleyball coach, and retaken the position on June 8, 2017, and never defeated PW in volleyball, but has defeated them once in girls basketball. That hangs over the net, and that's going to be a net violation against PW, actually double hit. Abington will take a 9-5 lead. That's a 5-0 scoring run. Dan Marsh is also the head coach of Abington's girls basketball team. He knows how to win district title, has won district titles in girls basketball in 2010 and 2017. I'm sure Taylor O'Brien not happy to see Dan Marsh again because she also plays for PW's girls basketball team. And PW lost to Abington in the 2017 district championship in basketball, 62-57. PW blew double-digit lead. And that'll be a hitting error on Shannon Lesler, ends the 5-0 scoring run. It's now 9-6 Abington. Helferty will go out as Annie Massio checks back in. Annie Massio had a cup of coffee in the 2016 District Championship, in which Bishop Shanahan defeated PW. PW was just 2 seed against the 1 seed, 3-0 on November 5th, 2016. That was PW's first loss of last year, and that's going to be multiple hits, and Abington is up 10-6 in the first set. Gonzalez comes back in for Laszlo. Fabiola Gonzalez also doubles as a libero. Gonzalez serves, Aquaviva is there. McTanney gives it to Megan Puser. That is hit up in the Raptors. Got to know your confines here. And that'll be point PW, 10-7. Abington up 3. Jillian Connor serving. Tamney is there. Aquaviva cannot come up with the loose change. Point Abington, 11-7 Ghosts. PW has won 26 consecutive regular season home matches, and have also won 22 consecutive conference matches. Now Whitney serving. Aquaviva gets it blocked. Out of play by Dalton. But point PW, the block error is now 11-8 Abington. Megan Puser will take a seat. Emily Waltz serves. She's not the first Waltz to be libero for PW. Anna Waltz was a libero in 2010. Dan Marsh coached Abington when Anna Waltz was with PW, and that one goes down for a point. Abington, 12-8 Ghosts. Abington usually in Suburban One National for all sports, but come 2018-19 will be a member of Suburban One American like PW in all other sports. Aquaviva pushes. Dalton's under it. Putting it down is Kaylee Eno with the kill. And it is now 13-8 Abington over the Lady Colonials. Again, Abington 1-0 in the season. PW 2-0. PW coming off a 3-1 win over Mafacton on September 5th. The first ever match here at CES Gym. PW lost the first set in that one. Anna Rice got it. That was blocked by O'Brien. McTanney comes up with it. Freed it over. There's Rice. Now there's Dalton. Connor was there. There's Aquaviva. Waltz settles. Now there's Aquaviva. We'll push it over. Rally's still going. Dalton still in play. Waltz was there. McTanney now back to Aquaviva. Rice will set her. Gonzalez will free it over. McTanney now to Taylor O'Brien with the point, and it's now Abington 14, PW 9. Allison Helferty checks in for Annie Mascio. There's Bridget McTamney coming into the match with 3 service errors on the season. There's an ace in the hole. 13-10 Abington. There was a scoreboard malfunction. Now there's NL who put it down, and that's going to be a mistake by McTamney. And it's point Abington, 14-10 Ghosts. Razzler will check in for Fabiola Gonzalez. Anna Dalton serving. There's Rice. Freeing over is Laszlo. Waltz settles. Now there's McTamney. That's actually O'Brien. McTamney is there. Waltz will free it over. Liberos cannot spike. That one finds just out. I thought that was in, but by mere inches it went out, and it's now 15-10 Abington. Now here you may see there are a few extra PW players wearing jerseys with flags. There are line judges. They're in postseason play. They would be PDIAA officials doing it. And Amanda Rice serving 15-10, and that's a service error. It's now 15-11 Abington. It's a service error. Now there's Willie Aquaviva Aquaviva had the match-clinching kill in the 3-2 win over Upper Merion in District 1 quarterfinals in 2016. That sent PW not only to the District 1 semifinals, but to the state tournament. That was a very big moment in her career. She's a junior now, and Waltz could not come with the loose change. 16-11, Abington. PW lost the first set in its previous match, 3-1. Won the match 3-1 over Mafacton, lost to 25-22. Won the next 3. That actually snapped a 24-set home regular season win streak in terms of sets, dating back to last season. PW dropped just 1 set at Gym West in regular season all last year. Ghost with it, going right to left. W up with it. Asia Smith had it. There's Emily Waltz. Pushed by Aquaviva. And that's blocked at the net by Taylor O'Brien. Point PW. It is now 16-12 Abington. Taylor O'Brien serving. Down 4. And that one will be point PW. It is now 16-13 Abington. 2-0 scoring run, so O'Brien will serve again. PW this season has 24 service errors. And that's an ace for O'Brien. 3-0 run, 16-14 Abington. During the district and state playoffs in 2016, PW had a total of 23 service errors, so that's something Silly Byler needs the team to work on. So Abington up 2 in the first set. And that is a failed arm dig by Shannon Lasler, and Dan Marsh calls timeout. At one point it was 16-11. It's a 4-0 PW run. PW down 16-15 as there is a timeout. We'd like to welcome everyone back in the Colonial School District community. It is now the 2017-18 school year, and we also like to welcome our new superintendent, Dr. Michael L. Christian, and our new athletic director for Plymouth Whitemarsh, Ralph Bretz, both of them previously from Owen J. Roberts School District. Charles Forster, PW's former athletic director, retired this year after 35 years on the job and 49 years with the Colonial School District. Now Taylor O'Brien serving down 1. Now Whitney puts it over. Good job by Grace Whitney. Point Abington out of the timeout. 17-15 Ghosts. Fabiola Gonzalez comes in for Shannon Lasler. Interesting formation. PW doing a V formation right now. And that is blocked. Smith tried to get it over, but that is a job well done for Grace Whitney. 18-15 Abington. Abington just 7 points away from taking the first set. PW won its first match of the season 3-0 at Quakertown on September 1st. There's Megan Puser putting it down, and she gets the kill from Megan Puser. It is now 18-16 Abington. PW in red, Abington in maroon. Annie Massio comes in for Allison Helferty. Massio had a couple of sets played in 2016. And that is a deflection. Nope, no deflection. Attack error. And it is now 18-17 Abington. As Annie Massio serves, there's Bryce. Bantner with it. And that one will be out, and we are knotted up at 18 apiece. PW down as many as 5 points. Even though this is a different PW team. Of course, we're missing Corinne Koala, Sam Ward, Danielle Rippert, Lauren Cassia, Gia Piazza. Olivia Carbo, the 2016 Times Herald Player of the Year. She was the libero. Smith pounced it forward. Dalton, there's Waltz under it. Pushed by McTamney. Dalton, nice dig for Massio. Rice with it. Long rally here. It's 18-18. Nice dig for Aquaviva. And putting it down with the kill is Hannah Dalton. 19-18 Ghosts over the Lady Colonials. Rice out, NL back in. Puser and McTanney are ahead of the 3-meter line in the front line for PW right now. Serving is Grace Whitney up 19-18. Aquaviva. And that is going to be one touch ace. 20-18 Abington. It's been a while since PW has dropped back-to-back first sets in regular season play. Again, PW has won 26 consecutive regular season matches. This is a new Abington team, though. Abington, again, only has won 17 of the last 69 sets against PW. Now Aquaviva will free it over. Gonzalez comes up with it. Aquaviva puts it up. Now there's Waltz, and that's an error on her. It's 21-18 Abington. Ghost 4 points away from stunning PW. Silly Byler will call a timeout. Dan Marsh's squad, great sense of urgency. PW maybe missing Daniel Rippert, Colin Kalalo and company from last season. You're missing more than half of your kills from last season there. Suburban One Sports is the Suburban One League's premier high school sports authority, providing athletes and fans the latest sports news, scores, and photos. Visit www.suburban1sports.com. So again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. This is the first CITV sports broadcast of the 2017-18 school year, and we're glad we're back. And hopefully in the fall season, we'll bring you some playoff coverage in October and November. Because in spring 2017, for the first time in maybe the century, no PW team in the spring made district playoffs, and that's going to be a carry against Abington. Point PW 21-19 Lady Ghosts. Asia Smith comes out as now Jillian Connor comes in to serve. Connor enters this match with just one set under her belt. Aquaviva, that hangs in the net a while. That's going to be a multiple hit violation. It's 22-19 Abington. PW has won the last 7 sets against the Lady Ghosts. Dan Marshall is the second time out of the set to talk it over. So Dan Marsh, also the head coach of Abington's girls basketball team. Silly Byler, their 4th season for PW. Taylor O'Brien, with 1,379 basketball points at PW, is looking to set quite a few records this season with PW. If she gets to 1,615 or more, she will set the PW girls basketball record. Nikki Flacco had 1,615. Thomas Young had 1,641 for the PW boys basketball team, and with 621 more points, she would get 2,000 for her career. So we'll wait for the winter season. Abington serves out of the timeout, and that will be a kill for PW. It's 22-20 though, Abington in the maroon and white. Looks like a little bit of a slant formation for Abington as Emily Waltz, the libero, will serve. She was not a libero in 2016 when the team was the 2nd seed in districts and went to the state quarterfinals. Waltz will free it over. Gonzalez under it. Bantner. Now we'll get a nice kill for Kaylee Eno. It is 23-20 Abington, 1 point away from set point. PW is 3-0 in sets in conference play this season. Each team will play 18 conference matches. Gonzalez will do the check-in, check-out procedures with Shannon Lasler, but the official will make sure everything's all right. You do not want an illegal server penalty. Last year in October 2016, we did a match against Penridge. PW won 3-0. There was a set in which Steph Judkins was the incorrect server, and Penridge had points taken away. Dan Marsh not pleased with rotation calls. 23-20 though, Abington with the serve. Bantner now will get it out of play. And it is now 23-21 on the attack error. Now Bridget McTamney with the serve. It's 23-21 Abington. PW's left to right on your screens. Now pushing over. Now there's Aquaviva. Nice save from Dalton. Dalton will put it over, and we are at set point for Abington. Unbelievable stuff. Abington was ready to go, and it is set point number 1. Okay, Kaylee Eno comes out, and it'll be timeout Silly Byler for PW. PW in unfamiliar territory, and Abington has lost each of the last 3 matches against PW. PW winning 9 of 10 sets. Abington has won 2 or more sets against PW on, I'm looking here, 6 occasions maybe? 5 occasions. Now out of the timeout, set point number 1 for Amanda Rice. PW had lost just 1 home conference set in the regular season 2016. That was a 3-1 win over Souderton at Gym West, which doesn't exist anymore. That one is put down. McTamney's there. Here's Waltz. Aquaviva. And the set will live another point. Point PW. It's now 24-22 Abington. Asia Smith checks back in for Jillian Connor. Lily Aquaviva on the serve. And PW, no service errors until that one. And unbelievable. Abington wins the first set. 25-22 on PW's first service error of the match. Abington wins set 1, 25-22. PW is down 1 set to none. Something we weren't used to seeing in 2016. PW had won 79 sets and dropped only 15. Well, that's the second drop set already of the season, and PW is not used to being down the last few years 1 set to none, especially at home. This is the second straight match. PW is down 1 set to none. Did rally to win against Mafacton 3-1 after losing the first set. 25-22. Colonial Instructional Television airs on Channel 28 on both Comcast Cable and Verizon Fios in Plymouth Township, Whitemarsh Township, and Conshohocken Borough. For information regarding CITV programming, including videos, visit us online, www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. And the first set is done. Abington stunning PW in the first set, 25-22. That was the same exact score Mafacton pinned on PW in the first set on September 5th in PW's 3-1 non-league win over Mafacton. So 22-match conference win streak is in jeopardy if PW loses 2 more sets. This is going to be PW's first regular season home loss since get this. Unbelievable. I gotta look here. October. Wow, this is a long time ago. It was Upper Dublin in 2015. It was October 5th. No, it wasn't October 5th. Wow. Unbelievable. Upper Dublin was the last team to defeat PW in a regular season match at home back on September 21st, 2015. The last time PW lost a regular season set free at home was against Abington on October 5th, 2015. PW has won set number 3s in the regular season, 26 straight matches, but we're in set 2. PW has not dropped a set number 2 at home in the regular season since that September 21st, 2015 3-0 loss against Upper Dublin. Now we're going out of the timeout again. I'm Scott Simodero Weiss. Thank you for joining us for our inaugural 2017-18 broadcast, New Era, as we are in Colonial Elementary School Gymnasium. I think it's the first time there is a conference home match here. We used to play all of the matches at Gym West. PW has won 13 consecutive regular season set number 2's at home. PW has won 12 consecutive regular season set number 3, so all is good, but PW now is going to have to play a 4th set if the Lady Colonials win set number 2 or 3. So Dan Marsh getting a rare set win against PW. Abington wins a set for the first time against PW since 25-16 in set number 3. He and Plymouth meeting on October 5th, 2015. Ground official will check to make sure the rosters are fine. It's going to be a difficult season down the road for PW. PW has a non-conference road match at Upper Merion in King of Prussia on October 14th. Sure, Upper Merion's going to be very hungry and get some revenge after PW finally defeat Upper Merion for the first time in the 21st century. Upper Merion used to be a Suburban 1 foe for PW until leaving for the Pioneer Athletic Conference after the 2015-16 school year. For PW again, 26 straight regular season victories. PW's last loss was on November 12, 2016 in the second round, which is the quarterfinal round of the PWA 4A state tournament against District 11 champ Parkland, 3-2 at Exeter. PW didn't have a lot of service errors in that one, but just couldn't capitalize on the service errors by Parkland. The match before, which PW defeated previous 6-time defending state finalist Hempfield of Landisville, 3-0. PW had 0 service errors in that match, 45 kills, and dispatching the Black Knights in straight sets in the first round of the states. Now Bridget Britannia will start the second set on the serve. There's Aquaviva. McTamney's there, and that's going to be on the net, and it is 1-0 Abington. Abington again has not defeated PW in Plymouth meeting in recent years. We have a substitution. Razzler comes in for Amanda Rice. We have a libero change. Gonzalez is now number 2 in pink. Gonzalez goes from number 23 to 22 to libero. Dan Marsh likes to deploy a multiple libero team. And that's another attack error. The net, it's 2-0 Abington. Anna Bantner serving. 2-0. Waltz is there. There's McTamney. And O'Brien does a good job putting it down. Point, Plymouth Whitemarsh, 2-1 Abington. In case you're wondering, CITV has done a volleyball match against Abington. It was back on October 1st, 2009. The Lady Colonials swept the Lady Ghosts 3-0. Believe that team had a player by the name of Liz Gassman. And Dan Marsh was the head coach at the time for Abington. And that is a little long. Attack error on PW, point Abington, 3-1 Lady Ghosts. Lady Ghosts are now serving left to right. PW will go right to left. Abington's in maroon, PW in the red. Connor. And that's a big mistake for Anna Bantner. Point Plymouth Whitemarsh, 3-2 Ghosts. Dan Marsh has replaced Jaya Lee as head coach. Lee had been here the last 4 to 5 years as Abington's head coach, and that one is a net error. Squared up 3-all in the second set. Abington won the first set 25-22. Scoreboard malfunction as 4-2 Abington, but it's 3-3. Aquaviva will pounce it over. Well, Aquaviva, a big reason why Plymouth Whitemarsh had tremendous success in 2016, 22-0 in the regular season. That is out. It is now 4-3 Abington on the attack error. Just one service error for PW, and that was the final point in the first set, and that was by Aquaviva. That was the 4th straight match. PW has a service error. Gonzalez the libero now serving up 1. Megan Puser, who had a cup of coffee with the Lady Colonials last year, had 5 sets, including the district championship. And that was too many hits. 5-3 Abington. Unbelievable. Abington has been to the district playoffs 5 seasons, just one playoff win. That was in 2015 as a 22 seed at 11 Ridley, 3-2. All 6 of the playoff matches have been on the road. Abington looking for a home match as that is going to be point PW 5-4 Abington. Kaylee Brennan will check out in uniform 21. Annie Massio serving. Bantner finds Whitney. That goes over Tammy, and that's a carry on PW. It is Abington 6, Plymouth Whitemarsh 4 in the second set. Amanda Rice will come in for Shannon Razzler again, and Amanda Rice was the libero in the first set. Amanda Rice against PW in 2016 had a few handfuls of digs. Nice save for Waltz, and that will go over. I'm not sure if that's going to count as a kill, but that was a carry, an error on the ghost. It is now 6-5 Abington. Massio will serve. Aquaviva, McTamney, and Puser on the front line for PW. In front of the 3-meter line. Dalton. Nice dig for Waltz. Aquaviva, nasty kill on the sideline, just in. Point PW. 2-0 PW run. It is all square at 6 of the second set. And PW lost the first set 25-22. PW already has more regular season set losses at home in 2017 than all of 2016. Had just one. That's already 2 this year. And that's going to be point Abington, 7-6 Lady Ghosts. And Abington had to travel 12.5 miles to get here to Colonial Elementary School. First time Abington's playing here in volleyball. Lady Ghosts are liking it. User will free it over. Bantner now for Whitney. And then it's blocked at the net. Actually, that was multiple hits. And it's 7-7. PW serving, knotted up at 7 apiece. Taylor O'Brien will come in for Megan Puser. Waltz now serving. Dalton cannot get the kill, and that's going to be a handling error. And it's now 8-7 AHS over PW. Abington now again serving left to right on your screens. And both teams used to sitting on chairs from the Gym West days. But now, like the basketball teams here at the bottom row of the bleachers. Here's McTanney settling for Aquaviva. That hangs on for a while. No multiple hits. You got to free it over now. Nice job by Eno. Pushed over by McTamney. Whitney there to cover. Eno puts it in. Kill for Kelsey Eno. And I think it is now 9-7 Abington. 2-0 run. Uncharacteristic PW team here. PW right now not looking like the 2016 team. That blew us away. O'Brien. And that's going to be an attack error. I think that was by Dalton. Point PW. It is now 9-8 Abington. Kaylee Brannell checks back in for Annie Massio for PW. Bridget McTamney serving. O'Brien puts it down. Point PW, 9-9. Tower O'Brien in 2016-17 school year and volleyball in the regular season, 22-0. Basketball in the regular season, 22-0. Nothing like not knowing how to lose in the regular season. O'Brien doesn't want to experience that on this September 6th. Too many hits. O'Brien knew it, and it's now 10-9 Abington. Amanda Rice checks out as Razzler comes back in on the front line. Bantner serves, and that is long. Service error on Abington. Abington has a couple of those. Aquaviva serves. goes near the crowd. Different logistics here at Gym West than in West here at CES. So that's put down. Point Plymouth Whitemarsh. PW is up 11-10. PW doesn't want that to be short-lived as Aquaviva will continue to serve. Interesting deploy right now. Looks like a slant. If not, it is a shift that Dan Marsh employed, and that was not successful shift. Another point for PW. PW's up 12-10. Aquaviva with the jump serve, and that's long. That's a second service error by her. PW now with 26 plus service errors on the season. PW had 185 service errors in 2016. 23 in the playoffs. The 4 district matches and the 2 state matches. Puser comes in for Waltz for PW. Uniform 7 is Megan Puser. She checks in on the front line with Connor and Brannow. O'Brien serving. O'Brien did not do well in her few district playoff serves. So she needed to work on that, and she's doing okay right now. Gonzalez gets under it. Falls to the ground but gets back up. Ryan is there. Tamney settles Connor. Filling Connor with it. There's Gonzalez again. And that is blocked by Puser. Point PW. 13-11 now. Lady Colonials. Taylor O'Brien continues to serve. O'Brien is there. Here's Lily Aquaviva. Gets the kill. Lily Aquaviva, the junior, continues the dominance she had done back in 2016. PW's scoreboard has 15-11. Though, so there may be a point or two we're missing. Bring over is Aquaviva, and that's out. Attack error on Lily Aquaviva. She smiles, talking to Coach Shirley Byler. It's now 15-12 PW, apparently. PW up 3. Fabiola Gonzalez serving. The libero. She was not the libero in set 1. Abington won set 1 25-22, and that's point PW 16-12 Lady Colonials. Andy Massio will come in for Kaylee Brannow. Brannow had a cup of coffee with the Lady Colonials in 2016. PW's most difficult match in 2016 regular season was the finale, a 3-2 win at Abington. PW actually dropped the first 2 sets, had to win the third set 29-27 before taking care of business the rest of the way. That was to conclude the season. That's timeout Dan Marsh. PW up 17-12. Again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. You're watching Suburban 1 Continental Volleyball on CITV. The 2017 volleyball season just started, but it's never too early to think about District 1 playoffs with the seeding meeting scheduled on Thursday, October 19, 2017 at Villa Maria Academy in Malvern. 49 teams will be vying for 24 spots in the District 1 4A tournament. Only 5 will qualify for states. The top 8 teams will receive first round bye. It all starts Tuesday, October 24th. PW hoping to get a first round bye for the second straight year was the number 2 seed in 2016. Got a silver medal, lost to Bishop Shanahan District Championship, 3-0. Found a timeout, and that is into the net. Attack error for Hannah Dalton. It is now 18-12 PW. Lady Colonials looking close to normal. Massio with the serve. And that's out of play. 19-12 PW. 7-point lead for the Lady Colonials. McTamney, Puser, and Jillian Connor are ahead of the 3-meter line. Gonzalez had nowhere to cover. That was a brain fart on her part. And it's 20-12 PW. So much for dominance for Abington, it looks like. But it's best 3 out of 5. Again, it's first to 25. You must win by at least 2. Otherwise, we keep going until a team's up by at least 2. And that's a service ace. for Annie Mascio, and Dan Marsh has seen enough after that. It's a 9-point PW lead. Abington had been down for the first half of the set, and now PW has controlled it for the most part. So timeout Abington, 21-12 PW in the second set, but PW dropped the first set surprisingly, 25-22. So over the years, PW's had great players like Devin Moggle. She gave Abington fits during her time at Plymouth Whitemarsh. She graduated in 2011 and then had 1,000 kills at University of Connecticut the next 4 years. And Anna Waltz was a libero for PW back in 2010, and now Emily Waltz is the libero for PW. So hopefully, for PW's sake, the time has come for a dynasty, as Upper Marion had been the cream of the crop in Suburban 1 all these years until moving to the Pioneer Athletic Conference after the 15-16 school year. PW up 9. Waltz will free it over. Smart play by Whitney, but could not come up with it. And Aquaviva is blocked at the net. It is 21-13 now. PW up 8 still. Shannon Laswar checks out. Amanda Rice now serving. Rice again, also a libero. She was the set number 1 libero. Aquaviva settles. McTamney with it. Now Puser. Puser is a junior. That is an attack error. 22-13 Plymouth Whitemarsh. Aquaviva, McTamney, and Puser on the front line. Whitney and Banter are among 2 of Abington's players on the front line. Jillian Connor with it. Aquaviva gets it in the back row. Kill for Lily Aquaviva. Point PW should be 23-13. Right? Yeah, 23-13. Just had to think for a moment. PW a point away from set point. Connor, fortunate not to have a foot fault. Freeing over is Whitney. Waltz settles. Puser. Settling there is Dalton. And that will be point Abington. 23-14 PW now in the second set. Abington hopes to be among the contenders for Suburban 1 Continental this season. Haverhill Horsham, PW are probably the front runners, but Haverhill Horsham is coming off a very surprising 3-0 loss at Council Rock South on September 5th. And it's a 2-0 run thanks to Whitney. 23-15 PW Sealy Byler wearing a green shirt, giving motions to our team. Puser and McTamney are up front in the right. Here's Megan Puser. Nice dig for the Lady Ghosts. And it'll be multiple hits or violation, and it is set point number 1, 24-15. PW looking to knock this up in a set apiece. PW's down a set to 0, but up 24-15 in the second set. Gonzalez floating in the air. That is blocked. Nice arm dig for Whitney. Aquaviva floats it down, still in play. Free ball for Fabiola Gonzalez. Emily Waltz is there. There's O'Brien will push, with no shove. Dalton. Mascio with the dig there. There's Dalton, and that is below the ground, and it's 25-15. PW wins set number 2, and we are knotted up at 1-1. We'll step aside for a commercial break. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Set number 3 is coming up on CITV. Welcome back to Suburban 1 Continental Girls Volleyball on CITV. Once again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. We're about to begin the third set momentarily. Our match right now is knotted at 1-1 apiece. Abington won set number 1, 25-22. PW won set number 2, 25-15. This is the first ever conference home match at Colonial Elementary School Gymnasium. As again, Plymouth Whitemarsh Gym West has been turned into a pile of rubble to make way for a new stadium. Colonial School District is excited for the renovations and improvements this school year. New Colonial baseball field at PW is underway. There's also a new turf at the football stadium. And we look forward to those improvements being finished. It should be a fun year in terms of Plymouth Whitemarsh athletics. PW hoping this will be the second straight fall. At least one team will go to states. Plymouth Whitemarsh girls field hockey team, second year under Cherise Holtman, looking to go back for a deep district run. Last year made the district quarterfinals before falling in the district quarterfinals and in playbacks and failed to make states. That team finished 17-1 and 17-3-1. We'll give you a heads up. CITV's next scheduled edition of CITV Sports is planned for Monday, September 11th, 2017. I believe will be field hockey between Plymouth Whitemarsh and Springfield, Montgomery County at the Victory Fields. PW this year doesn't have Frankie O'Brien, who had 28 goals, but still have Jess Dixon among other players. And we are underway in the third set as Abington serves. And Fabiola Gonzalez is back to uniform 23 as Amanda Rice, uniform 14, is the libero once again. And that will be point PW. Set number 3 begins PW 1, Abington 0. We have switched sides after the second set. PW now in red, serving left to right. Served by Bridget McTamney, who had 11 service errors last year, as a couple this year. And McTamney couldn't handle it, is now 1-1. Fabiola Gonzalez will check out as Shannon Razzler will come back in. Nice dig for Waltz. Connor wanted to free it over, but Waltz didn't. That is a free ball error on Emily Waltz. So it's 2-1 Abington Lady Ghosts. Jillian Connor will pounce it over. Rice settles. Bantner has it. Eno puts it in, finds the opening. Abington gets another point. Abington 3, Plymouth Whitemarsh 1 in the third set. Abington won set 1, 25-22. PW dominated set 2, 25-15. It's been a while in the regular season since PW has played back-to-back 4+ set matches. No one has fisted down. Back settling was Razzler. Eno. Oh, that was nasty, but Connor with a nice dig. Rice has it. Banner. Oh, that was nasty, but PW comes up with it. Here's Lily Aquaviva. Rally continues. Amanda Rice settles. Back for Dalton. McTamney will set it for Lily Aquaviva, and that will go into the Abington part of the bleachers. Point PW. Abington 3, PW 2. PW serving down the point. Lily Aquaviva serving. Lily Aquaviva is a junior. A lot of teams last year were saying she's a sophomore, but that's another service error. That's, I believe, Aquaviva's third of the contest. In is Whitney, and out is Eno. Rice is serving. Aquaviva came into this match with 3 service errors, and that finds the opening. PW is down 4-3 now. Point PW. Dan Marsh giving signs. Not pleased with that play. He has a heart of a champion. 2 district titles in girls basketball. Abington just 1 playoff win ever in volleyball. Never hosted a playoff match. And that is an attack error by Hannah Dalton, 4-4. 2-0 run for PW. Taylor O'Brien serving. Nice dig for right. Freeing over is Dalton. Tanny sets it up for Jillian Connor, and that is a mistake. Couldn't come up with it. It is now Abington 5, PW 4 on the error. Abington now serving. Aquaviva is way beyond the playing field. Been uncharacteristic the last few plays for Willie Aquaviva. Now there's Abington 6, PW 4 in the third set, each team with a set apiece. We will have a set number 4. Dan Marsh not pleased with what just happened. Now he's going to explain why he's not happy with his team as PW gets the point on the error. Allison Helferty comes out as Sydney Malio will come in. Does not have a lot of time on varsity. Also plays softball. Aquaviva will now palm it up. Razzler with it. Waltz with the dig. Bantner has it. Rice. Dalton will put it over. Malilo with the dig. Bring over is McTaney. Rice now Bantner. Now Whitney with the kill. Grace Whitney with almighty force. It is 7-5. Abington. Fabiola Gonzalez will come in. Uniform 23 will come in for 13. Shannon Razzler. And Gonzalez was the libero. She was pink uniform 2 in set 2. Gonzalez serves. Aquaviva was there. Waltz will free it over. Dalton is there. Now Whitney frees it over. Jillian Connor will try her luck. And it is a bit long. Point Abington. 8-5 Lady Ghosts over the Lady Colonials in the third set. And Dan Marsh in his 6th season overall of Abington, his first since resigning in 2010. As Jaya Lee was the head coach the last few seasons. Megan Puser with the kill. Point PW. 8-6 now. Abington. PW down 2. Serving left to right. It will be Jillian Connor. PW had dropped just 3 sets in conference play in 2016. Already won in 2017. Nice block at the net by the front line for Abington. And it is now Abington 9, PW 6. Now serving is Grace Whitney, uniform 39 in maroon. Going right to left. Waltz is there. Aquaviva with the kill. Junior Lily Aquaviva does it well at this point. Plymouth Whitemarsh 9-7. Abington. Whitney comes out and in is Rice. Megan Puser takes a seat. Taylor O'Brien, Willie Aquaviva, and Bridget McTaney on the front line for PW as Waltz serves with the ace. Emily Waltz with the ace. It is now 9-8 Abington. On September 28, 2016, PW won 3-0 against Abington. Waltz had 4 aces. And there's another one. On the one touch, out of play, it is 9-9 in the third set. Waltz adjusting nicely to her new role as libero. Guess if your last name is Waltz and you're libero, you seem to do just fine, like Anna Waltz did 7 and 6 years ago. That is out of play. It is 10-9 Plymouth Whitemarsh on a little bit of a run. Emily Waltz again serving. We'll free it over. McTamney settles it down. There's Aquaviva, and that's a kill for her. 11-9 PW. Dan Marsh uses a timeout. Timeout Abington. It is Plymouth Whitemarsh 11, Abington 9. Now PW looking to gain some momentum in the third set. Want to know how your team is doing in District 1? Visit www.piaad1.org to find the records and rankings of every team and every sport this fall. You don't need to wait until the middle of the season for preliminary rankings. That's what's nice about district scores providing these stats for PWA District 1. District Scores is partnering up with PWA District 1, so every day it will get updated so you will know each team's records. There are 4 other teams entering this match, also 2-0. PW up 11-9 is blocked at the net, and O'Brien Aquaviva do it well. Point PW 12-9. Plymouth Whitemarsh here at Colonial Elementary School Gymnasium. It's the second ever match on this floor. This floor was installed in summer 2009, right before the Plymouth Whitemarsh boys basketball team won the 2010 state championship. Aquaviva. Unsuccessful arm dig by Ennow, and it is 13-9 PW. If Abington wants to get that road victory over PW, he needs to settle down and figure out Emily Waltz. Waltz in 2016 was uniform 33. Here's Lily Aquaviva trying her luck, and we'll find the opening. Well, you give the ball to her most every time, she'll find an opening. Another kill for Aquaviva. It's now 14-9 PW. Service run continues. Silly Byler standing calmly. Dan Marsh sitting down in angst, and there's a service error for Emily Waltz. Then ends that nice run. It's now 14-10 PW. Abington with the ball serving down 4. It's Anna Bantner, uniform 1, serving right to left. Waltz is there. Here's Bridget McTamney. Finds Taylor O'Brien with the opening. Kill for her. Silly Byler clapping along sideline. It is now PW 15, Abington 10. Allison Helferty will come in for Cindy Melillo. Her PW. Helferty's uniform 9 will join O'Brien and Aquaviva. McTamney serving. Gonzalez comes up with it. Bantner. And that's a nice kill for the Ghosts. 15-11 PW. Last word will check in, and checking out is Fabiola Gonzalez. Time for Hannah Dalton to serve. She'll do the jump serve. Aquaviva settles. There's Jillian Connor. Pushed by Emily Waltz. Now there's Bantner. Floated by Ennow. And that is out. Abington looking to continue to side out. It is now 15-12 PW. Abington down 3, continuing to serve with Dalton. And PW has won 22 straight conference matches and 26 consecutive regular season contests, dating back to 2015. PW has won 26 consecutive set number 3s in the regular season. And that is an error on Ennow. Point PW 16-12 Lady Colonials. PW up 4 in this third set. It is 1-1. Abington 1 set 1, 25-22. PW 1 set 2, 25-15. Lily Aquaviva, the junior, serving. Aquaviva is there. Bridget McTamney now to O'Brien. Hits the ceiling. It was a good effort by Hannah Dalton, but hits the divider. Brevis. Got to know your venues. And it's now 17-12 PW in the third set. PW looking to go up 2-1. Aquaviva with the serve. And it is mishandled. Point PW 18-12 Lady Colonials. Aquaviva wants the service win to continue. Abington has 3 players ahead of the 3-meter line, but it won't matter. It is out. Already a handful of service errors for Aquaviva. And it's now 18-13. As Abington made a substitution, here's Amanda Rice with the serve. Emily Waltz comes up with it. Bridget McTamney Now Jillian Connor. Dig attempt by Rice, but no one was there to cover. It's now Plymouth Whitemarsh 19, Abington 13 in set number 3. There will be a fourth set. Waltz checks out as Megan Puser comes back in. With a few deflections, here's McTamney setting up for Helferty. Aquaviva is there. Connor is blocked, and at his point, Abington fakes to Grace Whitney. It is now Plymouth Whitemarsh 18, Abington 14. Abington serving down 4. McTamney has it, Waltz with it, and she'll be out. Or not. There was a deflection. Dan Marsh is saying, was there a deflection? Yeah, there was a deflection. And not all of us saw it. It's 19 serving 15. Cindy Malilo with the serve now. PW up 4. Each team with a set apiece. Abington with it now. Lady Ghosts. Puser. Hung up for a bit. Still in play. Connor can't find the opening. Bantner now to Whitney. Waltz calls and gets it. Connor. Razzler with it. Razzler will go for the attack. And there's multiple hits. That was a carry. That is going to be, I believe, 20-16 PW. Fabiola Gonzalez will come back in for Shannon Razzler. Gonzalez again, libero in set 2. She was number 2 in pink. But in sets 1 3, she's uniform 23 in maroon. So Abington serving down 5. Connor is blocked, but on Abington's side, so point PW. It's 21-15 Lady Colonials. Jillian Connor now serving. Malilo under it. Aquaviva dug up by Rice. That almost was a pancake dig. And that's shortcoming for Hannah Dalton. Dan Marsh is going to call another timeout. It's 22-15 PW. After that one, so timeout Abington, 22-15 PW. PW lost the first set 25-22, but won the second set 25-15. And we welcome you to the 2017-18 school year. We look forward to bringing you field hockey, football, boys and girls soccer, and more volleyball. CITV's next scheduled edition of Plymouth Whitemarsh Volleyball at CITV Sports is planned for October 5th, 2017 here at CES Gym against Lansdale Catholic, a Philadelphia Catholic League school. That will be an interesting matchup. PW defeated Lansdale Catholic in 2016, 3-1. PW, in terms of non-conference matches, Upper Marion, of course, powerhouse, 6-time District 1 champ. Just one win in the 21st century against the Vikings. Also has to take on Downingtown East, which it successfully defeated in Exton last year, 3-2. That'll be toward the end of the season. Connor with the jump serve. PW up 7, 22-15 in this third set. Waltz is there to dig it up. Aquaviva puts it down. It goes off Rice. Kill for Lily Aquaviva. Point PW, 25-15 is point away from serving set point. I'm sure Sealy Byler misses Danielle Rippert, but Lily Aquaviva is no slouch, but that's out of play. Another service error for the Lady Colonials, now giving Abington life. 23-16, Abington serving down 7. It's Grace Whitney. McTamney gives it to Aquaviva. And Aquaviva finds the opening. Point PW, we're at set point number 1 for the Lady Colonials. Rice comes in for Whitney. Looks like a bit of a U or V formation for Abington. Set point number 1. Dug up nicely, finds the opening, but Camp Malilo's there. Now McTamney, now Emily Waltz. Now Olivia Carbo, last year's libero for PW, had 15 kills. Of course, you can't spike if you're a libero. And that one's put down. Set point, PW. PW wins set number 3, 25-16. PW is up 2-1. Nice way to rebound after being down 1-0. None. So PW and Abington will switch sides once again. And PW gets 25 points before the Lady Ghosts do. PW will win its 27th consecutive regular season match and will improve to 3-0 on the season. Abington has played just one match prior to this. It was on September 1st, a 3-0 win over North Penn. Once again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss, 2011 Plymouth Whitemarsh alumnus. And welcome back to the 2017-18 school year. Welcome back to the Colonial School District. It's been a fun summer. We're still in the season of summer until September 21st. But during the summer, Plymouth Whitemarsh Junior Legion baseball team finished runner-up in the state, losing to Spring City in the finals. So some of those players are going to come back for the PW baseball team, and it should be a fun spring. But also recently we had Hurricane Harvey down in Texas affecting Houston. We hope everyone's doing well. And Hurricane Irma heading in the Florida Gulf Coast area on the weekend of September 9th. And also on the weekend of September 9th, Philadelphia Union traveling to Minnesota United FC for the first time ever at TCF Bank Stadium on the campus of the University of Minnesota. Means fans can go to Mall America before that one. So PW out of the 25-16 win in the third set. PW up 2-1. It's been a while since PW had a 5-set match in the regular season in Plymouth Meeting, but the last time PW had a 5-set match, Lady Colonials won. That was back on November 1st, 2016. Lady Colonials lost the first set, won the second set, lost the third, but won sets 4 and 5 against Upper Merion. I'll tell you what, Upper Merion then lost to Garnet Valley in the playbacks. Garnet Valley ended up getting the 5th place spot, and Garnet Valley actually won the state tournament over two-time defending state champ Parkland 3-2. So this is going to be the second year there will be 5 teams in, unlike the previous format when there were 4. And it worked last year. The 5th place team won states. So hopefully District 1 can dominate once again in the state tournament. Bishop Shanahan, of course, the cream of the crop, two-time defending district champ. PW won its first 25 matches in 2016 before dropping 2 of its final 3. So we're going to start the 4th set. PW will be going right to left on your screens. Abington left to right in maroon and white. Dan Marsh, the head coach for Abington, his 6th season, but his first since resigning in 2010. Silly Byler in her 4th. She took over for Mike Wynn. Mike Wynn is now the head coach at Gwinnett Mercy Academy. Gwinnett Mercy was eliminated in the first round of the 2016 3A state tournament by West York. I think it was 3-2. And that was at Upper Dublin. That was the match that preceded PW defeating Hempfield in the opening round of the 4-H state tournament. PW won that 3-0. Again, that was the perfect serve game, or serve match. PW had 0 service errors. Again, here's Bridget McTamney serving. 11 service errors last year. There's a couple in 2017, so she's a lot of work to do. And we're underway in the 4th set. PW up 2-1. Abington knows what to do. Got 25 points before PW, and that's a nice play by the Lady Ghosts. Point Abington 1-0. Lady Ghosts serving left to right. Anna Bantner doing the serving honors. Fabiola Gonzalez cannot come up with the loose change. It is 1-1. PW now serving. Connor Blanow O'Brien on the front line above the 3-meter line. Aquaviva serving. Gonzalez with it. Now it's Rice. Now free it over. Waltz with it. Amney now blocked. It was O'Brien. Gotta be careful there isn't a double hit. O'Brien freed it over. Jillian Connor gets it down. That will get the job done for her. It is now Plymouth Whitemarsh 2, Abington 1. Abington won set 1, 25-22. PW won set 2, 25-15, and won set 3, 25-16. Lily Aquaviva, the junior, serving. Nicely dug. PW up a point and up 2 sets to 1. Connor. Rice was there. That is blocked. Aquaviva with the dig. Kaylee Blanell is blocked. And it will be point Abington. Dan Marsh likes deploying that formation, and it's now 2-2. Abington serving. Knotted up 2 apiece. Gonzalez will come out and back into Shannon Razzler as Hannah Dalton will serve. And that is a service error into the net. PW will take that. It's 3-2. Lady Colonials. Megan Puser in, and out is Libero Emily Waltz. Taylor O'Brien serving. Rice lets it in. And Dalton doesn't have the Midas touch. Puts it in the net. Point Abington, 4-2. Lady Colonials. PW 21 points away from 27 straight regular season match wins. That was a throw down by Enel. Enel gets a second chance and makes the most of it. Kaylee Enel puts it down. It is 4-3 PW, and she'll go on the bench for Grace Whitney, as Abington will look to equalize here in this do-or-die 4th set in terms of Abington, because we'll go to a decisive 5th set if Abington wins it. This is a much tougher match than anticipated for PW. And Puser finds an opening on the back row. Kill for Megan Puser. Point PW. 5-3 Lady Colonials. Sydney Malila will come in, and that will be Kaylee Breno. PW's next match for volleyball is scheduled for Friday, September 8th, 2017 against Wissahickon at Colonial Elementary School Gymnasium. And Malilo loses the touch there. Service error on her part. PW had 6 service errors on average in 2016 and came into this match with 24, and returning the favor is Abington with the service error at 6-4 PW. Jillian Connor will do the honors. And that is going to be an ace in the hole for Jillian Connor. Back in the Devin Mogul playing days, whenever a player would get an ace, the players would go, hey, 1, 2, 3, ace. But times have changed. W gets a touch. Aquaviva finds the opening. Sealy Byler jumps up and down in excitement. Aquaviva does that well. Point PW 7-4 Plymouth Whitemarsh. 18 points before Abington can get 21, and the Lady Colonials will be on their way to a 3-0 start. And Aquaviva's making sure that ball didn't go over. Into the net, point PW. Scoreboard now says 9-4. It's getting away from Abington. Connor pushes. Aquaviva with the kill. She's been giving fits ever since she stepped on the volleyball court. And it's now 10-4 PW. Aquaviva, Bridget McTammany, and Megan Puser on the front line. Corinne Kalal is now at Chestnut Hill College. And Lauren Cassia is now playing basketball and volleyball at Cabrini University. And we're going to have a towel wipe on the sweat spot. Hannah Dalton will make sure that her line of sight is fine. Dan Marsh doesn't want any slip-ups. It's not good to see an injury in volleyball. And Suburban One Sports is Suburban One League's premier high school sports authority. Visit suburban1sports.com. Another service error for PW. Jillian Connor not pleased with her choice, and it is now 10-5 PW. Fabiola Gonzalez will come in. Shannon Lasler out for the Ghosts. Gonzalez and also Libero was Libero in set number 2. She was uniform 2. She'll serve. Emily Waltz gets under it. Aquaviva. And that is in. Another kill for Lily Aquaviva. 11-5 PW. Megan Puser comes out as Taylor O'Brien checks in. Taylor O'Brien looking to go to 25-0 as a varsity volleyball player in regular season play. And that finds the back row. Point Abington, 11-6 PW. Abington serving down 5. Will be serving left to right. Rice out in his NL. Abington's going to have to get this side out if it wants to continue the match. And that's a short. One gets over, and that's a kill for Waltz. That will go down as a kill because it went over the net. You do not see too many kills from liberos. Of course, 2016 libero Olivia Carbo had 15. And McTamney settles for Aquaviva. A nice job by Bantner to keep it open. And that will be out. Line judges get it right as well. Point, Plymouth Whitemarsh. 13-6, the Lady Colonials. Line judge will get it for Bridget McTamney, the senior. Gonzalez settles. Hits the divider line. It's 14-6 PW timeout, Dan Marsh, Abington. So, Silly Byler's team doing a good job after that 25-22 first set loss. And then PW hoping that this fall there will be multiple teams in states besides volleyball. And last year, volleyball for PW got the number 2 seed in the district playoffs. There were only 24 teams that made it. In the first round had a bye. Second round defeated 15 Strathaven 3-0, and then came perhaps one of the more difficult matches of the season, a 3-2 come from behind win over 10th seeded Upper Marion, which defeated Abington in the first round, 3-0 2 rounds before. Then PW in the quarterfinal, in the semifinal, the last match ever at Gym West, won 3-1 over 6 Council out north before losing to top seeded Bishop Shanahan in the District 1 title match 3-2. Out of timeout, PW up 8 points. Here's Waltz. Gonzalez was under it now. There's Bantner. Dalton with it. Nice dig. I think that may have been close to a pancake for McTamney as freed over by Waltz. Rice with it. McTamney back with it. Waltz now for Aquaviva. Well, Dalton gets it. Dalton will get it back. And that is going to be a kill for Hannah Dalton. Point Abington. Scoreboard says 14-7. Yeah, scoreboard had some time to adjust. Get used to playing here at CES Gym until the new gym at Plymouth Whitemarsh is finished. Construction went underway in August 2017. Went over the net by Aquaviva. Point PW 15-7. Just 10 points away from sending Abington with another loss to its credit. PW has now won 54 sets. Abington 18 in this meeting dating back to 2008. Aquaviva. Gonzalez with the dig. And it will be venue error. Point PW 16-7 Lady Colonials. Brennell just made sure that it wasn't going to be in. Now Aquaviva with the jump serve. Want to be careful not get a foot fault. And that's an ace for Willie Aquaviva. A lot of us are looking forward to seeing how she would do this year, taking over the lanes as veteran attacker. Connor, Brennell, and O'Brien on the front line for PW above the 3 meter area. Aquaviva settles it. Connor. Gonzalez mishandles it, but Rice is there to pick up the loose chains. Jillian Connor. And we'll have it for Bridget McTamney. Taylor Bryan will push. Waltz is there. And a good job for Jillian Connor as Fabiola Gonzalez couldn't handle the ball. Timeout, Dan Marsh, Abington. Plymouth Whitemarsh 18, Abington 7. In the fourth set, PW up 2-1. I'm Scott Sale with Abel Weiss. We're glad you joined us here at CES Gym, the second match ever on this floor after Plymouth Whitemarsh Gym West had turned into a pile of level. So we'll tell you that Abington has been to the playoffs just 5 seasons, each of the last 2. 2008, Dan Marsh did a great job getting Abington to his first ever 10-win season. Was the 22 seed in District 1 3A, lost at 11 seed Pencrest 3-2. Actually led 2-1, but couldn't get the deal finished. 2009 did not qualify. In 2010, Marsh was able to get his team as the 25th seed in the D1 AAA first round, but lost at 8 St. Basil. 3 sets in them. 2012, District 1 3A 26 seed, lost 3-0 at 7 Council Rock North. Service error by Aquaviva. It's 18-8 PW. Abington gets the ball, serving left to right. Gonzalez out, Laszlo back in. 2015, it's a District 1 3A 22nd seed, won 3-2 at 11 Ridley. Its only playoff win, but then lost at 6 Pencrest 3-1. Last year, as the District 1 4A 23 seed, lost at 10 Upper Marion 3-0. McTamney settles. And now free ball for Julian Connor. And that's NL. Aquaviva and Connor had miscommunication. Byler's calm on the sideline. Silly Byler's. Abington trying to continue to side out, down 18-9. First to 25, you must win by at least 2, or we'll keep going if it's 24-24, and you have to win by at least 2. Set 5 will be first to 15 and by at least 2. Pushed by O'Brien. Brownell gets it done. Kaylee Brownell with the kill on the front line. It is now PW 19, Abington 9. Megan Puser will come in. Emily Waltz will get high fives on the sideline and take a seat. She smiles and talks with Byler in excitement. Served by Taylor O'Brien. Puser gets it done. Her height is used to her advantage. It is now Plymouth Whitemarsh 20, Abington 9. So much for domination in the first set for Abington. PW has just found a way the last 3 sets, including this one. That's an ace for O'Brien. PW 21, Abington 9. Dan Marsh may have used all his timeouts this 4th set. If this result holds, PW will improve to 3-0, 2-0 in the conference. Abington 1-1 overall. Freed over by Bridget McTamney. Danielle Rippert and Lily Aquaviva were the 2 heavy attackers for PW, and that's too many hits. 2 hits. O'Brien will come out, and Emily Waltz will be back in. It is 21-10. Abington is down by 11, though. Amanda Rice. 1 of 2 liberos will serve. Rice has been libero 1, 3, and 4. Gonzalez was libero in set 2. And that was not done well by Bridget McTamney. Point Abington should be 21-11. Rice will serve again, down 10. We'll need a huge side out. PW had been down by 10 points in a match last year, actually 9, against Upper Marion in the district quarters. Did rally, but lost the set 26-24, but won the match 3-2. PW was down by as many as 9 points that first set and was able to get set point in its favor, but couldn't get that set point. Into the rafters it goes. PW gets the point on the boundary rules. 22-11 PW. Kaylee Brownell checks out. Cindy Molillo back in. Molillo serves. Whitney could not get it done. There's Jillian Connor. Rice comes under it. Bantner. And there it is for Grace Whitney getting the kill. It is 22-12 PW now. Puser and McTamney are on top of the PW Colonial emblem in front of the 3-meter line. Freed over by Waltz. Aquaviva with the save. Bantner puts it over. 2 hits for Megan Puser. 22-13. Abington on a little bit of a run. One to continue to side out. Celia Byler is now standing on the sidelines in her green shirt. And that's going to be a 1-touch out of play ace. 22-14. Here come the Lady Ghosts. Byler moves forward. Now we'll move back. Wearing tan pants to green shirt. Open-toed footwear. Abington doing better on the serves lately. Puser is there to cover. Bantner now to Rice. To Lasler. And that's into the net. Point, PW. 23-14, Lady Colonials. 1 point away from serving match point. And PW's next match is September 8th, 2017. CES Gym against Wissahickon. It'll be a conference match. Rice came up with it. We'll go over the net. McTanney's there. Now there's Waltz. Aquaviva pushes it to the wrong side. Attack error on Aquaviva. Point Abington. 23-15 PW. Fabiola Gonzalez comes in for Razzler. Fabiola Gonzalez, Savan base in the crowd. Aquaviva. Puts it down, and now it's 24-15. Match point coming up for the Lady Colonials. Looking to seal the deal for the 27th consecutive regular season match and win its 22nd consecutive conference match. Waltz serving match point. 2-1 PW in favor. But set point's going to wait. And match point's going to wait. It's 24-16 now PW. Match point number 2 coming now in the hands of Grace Whitney. Whitney's going to need a huge side out. Here's Grace Whitney. Waltz is under it. Down here's Aquaviva. And there it is. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Match point there. PW wins set 5 for 25-16. PW wins the match 3-1. 22-25, 25-15, 26, 25-16, and 25-16. 3-1, and PW has now defeated Abington 19 straight times. Abington drops to 1-1 on the season. And Dan Marsh's return to Plymouth meeting another loss for the Ghosts. PW improves to 3-0 overall, 2-0 Suburban 1 American. And PW has won 22 straight conference matches and 27 straight regular season matches dating back to 2015. That's another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. For information regarding CITV programming, visit us online at www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. We'll see you next time on CITV.